Alrighty, so you saw me put together what I eat for the day. My way to work now. Like I said, that was about 800 calories is what we're figuring. I was in a hurry, so I'll total it up when I get to work just to double check. But I'm pretty sure that's going to put me at 800 calories. And that was a lot of food. You figure I got a sandwich, chips, pudding, 2 fruits, and enough stuff to snack on. So, like I said, that needs to last to where I'm eating every 2 to 3 hours. You know, the reason I do that is, number one, it gets your metabolism going. By eating continually through the day, your metabolism is speeding up, you know. I really think that metabolism has a lot to do with weight. You know, my family and genes and stuff, everyone in my family is pretty much big. My dad was big, and even when I was eating better as a kid, I was always a bigger kid. So metabolism, I think, has a lot to do with it. So you really can't fight that a whole lot. Sure, there's pills you can take, things like that to speed it up. But like I said, I'm trying to do this the easy way, in ways that anybody can do. It's not going to cost a fortune, and it's pretty basic. So to speed up my metabolism, I just eat more often, you know. Eating every couple of hours keeps it burning. And plus, the other thing with that, eating every few hours, is you're not starving hungry. If you don't eat, if you think that I can get by, I'm going to diet, eat once a day, you know, you're so hungry when you eat, you're going to naturally tend to overeat and eat stuff that's bad for you. You know, and that's what's gotten me in this shape, is eating tons of stuff that's bad for me. Like I've said before, one of my big ones is pasta. I love pasta. It's no way that I can sit down with a huge tray of pasta in front of me and not just keep eating until I'm stuffed, you know. So by eating it every few hours, you are making yourself to where you're going to be less likely to do that, you know. You don't have that huge hunger, which is one of the things that helps you in the morning. That it's one of my bad habits, is I have to start eating and doing better at breakfast time, because you supply your body with good stuff in the morning. You tend to eat better throughout the day, because if you wake up, your body's already negative calories. You know, it's been burning calories while you're sleeping. So right off the bat, it's craving something put into it. So if you put something into it in the beginning, it's going to keep you from hitting those points where you're really hungry later in the day and you're snacking. So that's one of my tips. Eat through the day, you know. Some of my other tips, like I said, is find stuff that you like to eat. It doesn't have to necessarily be bad stuff. Find substitutions. You know, if you look how I made my lunch today, it isn't all garbage, you know. Sandwiches are good. I like sandwiches, but I find the best way to make my sandwiches lower calorie. That's how I base my whole diet. People are going to look at that and say, oh, it's not low fat this, it's not low sodium that, but I'm basing what works for me off of calories. So find something that works for you, stick with it. For me, I'm finding that keeping track of my calories is what's working. So I find the sandwiches and I make them work. You know, I went from a 400 calorie sandwich with cheese down to 175 calorie sandwich, and I still got my cheese in there. You know, if you're the kind of people that can't eat sandwiches dry, you have to have some type of condiment on there. Mustard, I think, is pretty much calorie free. It might be a couple, but I think it's pretty much zero. If you have to have mayonnaise, I haven't tried any of the fat-free mayonnaise out there, but watching somebody else's video on YouTube, I think I saw that they had used fat-free mayonnaise, so I guess it's out there. What I do have that I use in my chicken salad is I buy the olive oil mayonnaise, and I think it's like half the calories of regular mayonnaise. You know, a tablespoon of it is like 50 calories. So if you need mayonnaise on your sandwich, put it on there. You know, I'm all about finding substitutions. Like you saw that I had the pudding snacks in there. We buy both kinds at home, fat-free and sugar-free. I usually go with the sugar-free ones. You know, sugar-free stuff tends to be a great substitute because it's much lower in calories. I don't even know how much is in a regular pudding snack. I think it's like 120, 130. The fat-free ones are 70, I think, and the sugar-free ones are 60. Normally I would have went with sugar-free, but I had the wife pull it out of the refrigerator for me. So fat-free is what we go with today. So she likes the fat-free ones. They actually taste a lot more like real pudding. They are real pudding, but more like the regular ones. They're smoother, and the consistency's the same. Where the sugar-free ones kind of have a different consistency. They taste fine to me, but they just taste a little bit different. So that's it. Find your substitutions, you know. The Cheez-Its. I like the Cheez-Its, so I go with those, and I just buy the reduced fat ones. It's all about substitutions. There's tons of good food out there that you can still eat. Just find substitutes. Find things to help your cravings, you know. I like a lot of ice cream. I could eat ice cream pretty much every day, so when I'm craving ice cream, I eat sugar-free Fudgsicles. A Fudgsicle that's sugar-free, I think 60 calories roughly, somewhere in there. I don't have the boxes in front of me, but these numbers I'm throwing out are pretty much off the top of my head from, like I said, I track everything I do, and when I lost the 83 pounds before in 4 months, 99% of it was what I'm eating and eating habits. You know, and I'll talk more about eating habits here in a few minutes. Okay, so let's talk about eating habits. You know, that's another big factor in what I'm doing here. It's the biggest percentage of the equation here is what I was eating. You know, like I said, looking back, there's days that I was easily eating 5, 6, 7,000 calories, and it's not hard to do when you start actually following and seeing how many calories are in things. You look back like, wow, what was I doing? You know, a Papa John's pizza, like a meat lover's, I think now is close to 400 calories a slice. So if I look back, you know, there's times I was I could buy a pizza and eat 6 of the 8 pieces in there. You know, so you figure 400 times 6, you're 2,400 calories right there. You know, and that was like nighttime watching TV. That's not counting, you know, throughout the day what I ate. So it's crazy if you actually look at calories. You know, McDonald's, a Big Mac, 600 calories. I can go to McDonald's and get 2 Big Macs, a fry, the biggest Coke they have, you know, and you were easily looking at 3,000 calories. So just eating better makes a huge difference. But the other thing's habits. I'm going to talk about eating habits, you know. Well, like I said, breakfast is a good thing that you really need to be doing, and that's my big one yet that I'm still having a hard time with, because when I get up, I don't really want to eat. It's one of the last things on my mind. You know, you're still barely awake. You know, if I'm going to eat calories, I want to eat them when I can enjoy them through the day, not in the morning when I'm in a hurry, things like that. But so that's the good habit to get into, eating breakfast. Bad habits is just the opposite. A huge one of mine is I used to eat late at night. Not necessarily late, but to what normal people would consider late. You know, my part-time job, a lot of days, I'm not even home till almost 10 o'clock at night. So, you know, I was coming home and I was eating what was my dinner at 10 o'clock at night, you know, and like I said, there's days I'm eating the pizza and things like that. So I can't be eating late anymore, so that's one of the habits I changed. I try not to eat any meals after 7 p.m. I might eat a light snack, but I try to stay under 100 calories after 7 p.m. The other thing is the other habits, like I said, is I don't eat a lot of carbs. Instead of doing a straight no-carb diet, I have to have carbs. There's no way. Like I said, I like my sandwiches. I still eat chips. Occasionally, I'll still eat pasta. I just go cut way back on it, and I change the kind of pasta I eat. So I still eat carbs. I just cut way back. You know, those little bit of carbs you saw me make for the day is pretty much all I'll eat today. You know, I'm not loading up on potatoes. I'm not loading up on breads. You know, I'll eat my sandwich. I'll eat that. But no huge overloads of carbs. And that's one of the ones that's bad to eat at nighttime. So I don't eat carbs. You won't see me eat hardly anything at all that's fried anymore. Zero. I mean, occasionally maybe a small, tiny bit of French fries or something. That's it. No more fried stuff to cut out the grease. What other eating habits? I don't eat late at night. And I try to eat more fruits and vegetables. Those are good snacks, you know. Just off the top of my head, and you might want to look this up just to double check. But the calories, like I said, calories is what I go by. Bananas, roughly like 100 calories. All these are based off of size too, though. Bananas are like 100 calories. Apples and oranges are like 50-ish. A cup of grapes is like 100. So I incorporate a lot of fruit throughout the day, and that makes good snacks. And like I said, I still need to eat. You know, that's what got me here. Is I love to eat, Other people have bad habits. They drink, they smoke, people do drugs, whatever. My bad habit is I ate, you know. I don't really consider myself an emotional eater, and I don't have problems like that make me eat. Or at least I don't think I do. I mean, I could probably go on Biggest Loser, and Jill would break me down somehow. I'd have some huge breakthrough that I don't know about. But most of the reason I eat is I like to eat. I genuinely like food, you know. There's times I catch myself sitting around thinking about food. I mean, how crazy does that sound? You're bored, you're sitting there daydreaming all the yummy things you want to eat, you know. It's almost a sickness. I really think it is, and I wish healthcare would take a different stance with obesity, because for somebody that's big, somebody that likes to eat, it's a sickness, you know. I could sit and eat just because I enjoy it, and eat to where I'm stuffed and keep eating. You know, I was eating for enjoyment. I wasn't eating to live, and that is the difference here that I'm trying to change to make me healthier. Is I am eating to sustain myself. I'm not eating because I enjoy it anymore, and that's one of the biggest habits here, you know. So I like to, I got off on a tangent there, but I like things, I still like to eat, so I need the things that I can eat more of and count less calorie wise. So that's why you see me loading up on fruits, you know, vegetables with dinner. You know, I eat tons of vegetables, and I don't even like a lot of the stranger vegetables. I call them strange, but you know, I don't eat Brussels sprouts, spinach. I say spinach, but just recently I ate a chicken breast that was stuffed with spinach, and I really enjoyed it. So anyhow, normally I don't eat Brussels sprouts, spinach, lima beans. I can't stand broccoli, even though I love cheese. Doesn't matter how much cheese you put on it, I don't do broccoli. So my big one is green beans. If you look at a can of green beans, you can eat an entire can of green beans for 70 calories. You know, that's a good filler. Eat stuff like that fills you up, that's low in calories, and gives you the feeling of being full, and then you tend to eat less of the bad stuff. Okay, so that's just some eating habits that were quick on my way to work. Hopefully I can go more into depth as I get going here with these videos. Hopefully everybody's enjoying them. I've got a whole nother one I'm going to talk about here in the next few days. I just want to talk about what to drink. You know, for now I'll just say drink water, and lots of it. That's about all I drink anymore. You know, don't drink carbonated stuff, and I'll go more into tips on that later. But don't even drink diet stuff. Stick to just water. I'll tell you more about that later. Thanks for watching. You know, these videos are helping me stay accountable, and the more people I get watching them, the more momentum it's got going here. Thanks.